November hunts in Georgia with Flintlock rifle and pistol. William Hovey Smith, 2025. This is Hovey Smith, the Backyard Sportsman. And we're in central Georgia, and this is our third sit in November this year. I've been busy with my work, as all of us are, and I've only been able to get out about 3 times. The first time I went was at a stand over my largest food plot and overlooking a feeder. And there I was armed with 2 handguns. One, the 1807 Harpers Ferry here in .58 caliber, with which I'm using a .54 caliber projectile in a sabot, and the second, the Remington Sheriff's model here, which I use for a backup pistol. Well, we did not see anything. I mean, nothing. So I moved now into my steel blind, so-called, because it's covered with old roofing tin. And it looks not unlike some of the pines, actually, in that it's vertical and it has a nice patina on the outside. And so when you look at it through the pine trees, yeah, it looks something like the pines. And day before yesterday, we put out 25 pounds of corn out here. And when I came in the next day, every bit of it was gone. I mean, there's hardly a grain left out there. Well, I also have a smaller feeder out there that I filled with corn, which still may have some in it. And we have a larger feeder out there, which you will see momentarily. Well, when I came in on the second day of this hunt, I passed a guy who was hunting on an adjoining property, and he just killed a big deer. And he killed it first thing in the morning. Well, on that first hunt, I came in at 10 o'clock. So I decided, well, it was time for me to come in very early. And so I did. I must use a cane now, and I have to be very careful of my footing because I fall often. So I waited till, well, about half an hour before daylight and came in. And indeed, we did pass a deer crossing the road on my farm coming in. Well, that's a good sign, I think. Well, we got here, and we haven't seen anything yet, although a few minutes ago I heard a doe bleat over here on the other side of the blind. Well, that's promising. And we're going to have some unusual weather today. There is a small front moving through at about 8 o'clock, which is half an hour from now. It's going to give us a little rain, or a 50% chance of it. And if so, the deer may move before or after. Otherwise, I intend to sit till about 2 o'clock and see what progresses. I'm using also a Flintlock rifle, the Rightnour, which you see in full camo, and it is cocked, as are all my guns right now, because if I get close range deer, they will spook at the cock. So I want to be able to just pick up a gun, put it in the direction of the deer, aim, and shoot. And hopefully we'll be able to do that. Well, we're getting a little more breeze now, so I think that storm front is starting to come in. So we shall progress and see what happens. Flintlocks in rainy weather don't do well. But these are as good as they get. Yeah, excellent flints. And we can keep them protected from showers inside this blind. So, well, we sit out here and we give it a try. You can see the large feeder out in front. The smaller one is off to its right. And our weather front is here, but it's not producing any rain. It is cloudy. So we have our gun muzzle now sticking out of the blind. So if something comes, we have minimal movement of the firearms in the blind. We are as ready as we can be. Well, that's about all I can take today. It's approaching 1 o'clock, and so I'm going to head out, let the hound dogs out. They've been shut up, well, ever since about 4 o'clock this morning, so yeah, they're ready to get outdoors, I'm sure. And what we're going to do next is to see if these things are responding like cattle. I'm going to come in purposely about 1 o'clock tomorrow and put out feed and immediately come back and hunt. Maybe that's the key to what these deer are doing. Anyone in ranching company knows that cows will follow any truck in the field because they think these trucks usually bring food. And, well, I think that's what our deer have learned. That our land manager, when he runs his vehicles back here, yeah, he drops off some goodies. So they come to see what's happening. I think our deer are doing exactly the same thing. I don't know that this really counts as hunting or not, but whether it does or does not, I need to get some deer in my freezer. So any way I can get one right now with what I'm using, I certainly intend to try. That's legal, that is. So we will try that little experiment tomorrow. On the writing front, my new business book, Using AI to Make Your Own Job Anytime, Anywhere, at Any Age, is doing very well in regards to the threatened layoffs of hundreds of thousands of people from Amazon, announced just a few days ago. And my novel, Petrov's Escape, I just sent in the final corrections of proof. So this should be out perhaps in about a month. Well, it's 12 noon the following day, and we have our new baiting plan at work. I came in earlier with my truck and scattered corn out in front of the blind. Checked the corn I'd put in the feeder, and they had eaten around that, but not drained the feeder yet. Sprinkled a liberal amount in several places. So now we wait and see what shows up. I would certainly expect turkey to come, and hopefully deer. And we have our guns cocked, primed, and at the ready. Supposedly the feeding times today are between 1 and 3 o'clock, so I'm going to attempt to stay at least until 3 o'clock. And if I hear shooting around in the woods, like I did yesterday late, I'll stay a bit longer. Well, we've just had a prepackaged salad from Walmart for lunch. Let's put some needed roughage in my gut. I had breakfast this morning of a sweet potato and homemade yogurt, as prescribed by Dr. William Davis and Dr. George Grant, who have me on this diet. And this helps keep my internal biology straight, and hopefully it's going to keep me going for about another 10 years or so. At least that is my aim. Nothing seen yet this morning, but we are now at the time when deer are supposed to start moving, and so we intend to sit here until 3 o'clock at least, and maybe longer if we hear some shooting nearby. But yesterday we actually did about, 1 o'clock, and each day of this cycle, the deer movement time increases a little bit, about an hour a day. So 3 o'clock should about do it. So we sit and we look and we wait. The shadows are growing long, and this is in fact the end of the day. It's darker out there now actually than it appears through the camera lens. You can see the feeder and you can see the sun coming high in the pines. And I'm going to have to pull out pretty quick because I'm getting where, I can't stumble around in the half dark very safely. Plus, if I get a deer this time of day, trying to get somebody in here to help me get it out is problematic. And if I can't walk on my cleared paths safely, I sure as blazes can't go out there through the untall and uncut and do terrible much. Yeah, we're going to have to quit it. This particular experiment failed. But when you're hunting, you try to change things up. And of course, that's exactly what I did, even though the end result was unsuccessful. So next time we go, we will sit in a different blind, in a different place with different deer, and we have the luxury of doing that. And so we'll give this one a rest. So for now, this is Hovey Smith, reminding you to hunt what you eat and eat what you hunt. Be legal, be ethical, be safe. Goodbye, God bless, and see you next time.